Yeah, but it's like a lot. Can we move the? Oh, never mind.
The problem is there's going to be probably a lot of echo, so you got to keep the mic up like you're stuck in a holiday pishkadil.
It looks like we're in a bunker in Kabul.
It's
this is Site Omicron.
Yeah, Site Omicron. And you do.
Are we live?
Yeah, hold on. I heard some weird feedback.
Are we good now?
Strange. Oh, that's you. Yeah. That's okay. No, I should be good. I don't think anyone will hear it or anyone will care about it. They'll only care about the setup here. This is like one of those like ISIS hostage videos.
Yeah. We are being treated fine.
Everything is fine, and then they grab the paper, like the note paper from the guy, and their little microphone, which is made of like sticks and rope, the courses of ropes.
The great and powerful leader is treating us well.
Then they say, "See, he is doing well. You will be damned." They never ask for a ransom. They just want you to know
we got him and we're taking care of him. Nice.
Right. Which is, I guess, nice of them. I don't know. Oh, I got to open my water.
We care more about their well-being than we do any kind of ransom.
Yeah. We want them to be healthy and happy before we cut their heads off.
In this Ramadan in.
Yeah.
Cut that out. I don't want that in the
Ramadan.
Ramadan in.
It is a holiday season.
Tis the season.
Speaking of which. All right, jabronis, we're back. And as you can see, we're in a bunker, a legitimate bunker. So
we're hiding from Santa.
We discussed this a little bit, I think, in the past. And I know other people are tracking the mystique that is this dungeon bathroom. So we are in our parents' house. Crazy Carol and JPL3 are not 20 feet above us in safety.
They're in the vicinity. We can smell the fish.
We can smell the Italian cooking. But when they bought this house, they bought this from some
crazy art.
Yeah, artistic is really not the word. Looking at this looks like Dante's Inferno carnival ride at the Wildwood Boardwalk.
I said, it looks like some kind of like kids play, like a sports and game. It looks like, or it would be like an arcade go-karts thing from like the 90s.
They don't really care about it looking that real, but they know the kids will like it.
Yeah.
So this lady made this bathroom herself. She tried to make it look like a castle dungeon. The shower behind sticks, the floor of it is asphalt. It's a driveway that she put like infinity stones in for design, but you can't shower in it because it's asphalt. It's a driveway. I can't.
It's not. Yeah, it wasn't like a motif. It's legitimately asphalt.
Yeah, and when the contractors came in when Crazy Carol was like, "Fix this," and they looked at her like,
"No."
They're like, "We need a construction crew in here."
We need a whole crew.
Yeah, I mean, there's code violations. You need to get the town involved. This is a big operation here. It's unbelievable. And the whole thing is an absolute joke. So we just had to record here. Well, I had.
You had to record here. I wanted no part. I have been against this bathroom from day one. I refuse to utilize it.
I use it all the time.
I'll wait 6 hours to shower upstairs before I utilize this nightmare.
This is like a.
This is a 1996 hip hop video nightmare.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, this is like exactly right out of Space Jam. That one kind of looks like Florida.
The one little dungeon cutout, the castle cutout.
Like it's not even a castle because I don't get the purple. I don't understand the purple, and also castles weren't like this is modern brick.
Do you know what this is?
What
with the purple and the dungeon?
Is it some Ninja Turtles?
No, it's the Phantom's dungeon. Big
Billy Zane. But he didn't live in a dungeon. He lived in a. I'm speaking way too loud.
It's not. It spikes because it's an old.
He didn't live in a dungeon. He lived in a cave in Africa. Because Billy Zane, the African hero.
Yes.
The purple dressed Billy Zane, African hero.
What was his name of Titanic again?
Hartley.
Hockley. Ed Hockley.
No, it was Cal.
Cal, that's it, Cal. Yeah.
What I was
going
to say about this is historic architecture.
You got to keep the mic close when you're giving the tour.
This is not. It can't. It's got to be more street urban because. That is not castle brickwork. If you look at I know it's fake, but if you look at the design of the brickwork, that's modern brickwork. if you go to like an old castle, it's not.
It's stone.
It's stone, and it's not perfectly even. Like she was not mimicking like a historic. She was mimicking literally like Harlem 1989.
She wasn't mimicking anything. The lady was clearly batshit crazy.
She was clearly disturbed.
The rest of the basement looks like an old airplane hangar in WWE.
Yeah, there's sheet metal on the fireplace.
Do you remember the scene in Grease 2, the Do It For Your Country scene? And they're in that hangar
the
bunker.
Sexual assault scene?
The one of many sexual assault scenes
in the Grease franchise?
Yes. We actually talked about that last week during the Wretched Christmas Gifts portion. But that's what it looks like because they have corrugated aluminum on the walls. If I could get a picture of it, I mean, the basement's full of crap right now since my parents just moved in. But if I could get a picture, I'll pop it up here.
Yeah.
But this
rancid.
is a scene.
It's rancid.
Even Crusher came down here. Bone Crusher came down to visit, and he had to take a picture to send to his dad, Big Mike, Frank and Mike.
I'm sure Crusher was too scared to be down here. You can't hang down here with the men.
Well, he liked it because it had the mirror he could grease up.
He liked the '90s Ninja Turtles theme. I'm sure this is
it was reminiscent
of Splinter-esque.
Yeah.
Was it who was purple? Who was the purple one? Donatello?
Yeah.
Leonardo was blue.
Donatello was purple.
Michelangelo was
orange.
Raphael was red. And Donatello was purple. And then Shredder was just awesome.
Leonardo.
I am the Shredder. Because I'm the
Shredder. I mean, Shredder was... He was way better in the first one than Secret of the
Did you ever tell Crusher the story of when you used to tell me like bedtime stories?
Line by line. Well, I just made up lines.
You just made up lines and I would just laugh in the bunk beds and you would just be like, I am the Shredder. Come on.
I mean, that was comedy gold.
You were working out your routine for the Catskills.
I was getting ready for the Villaroma.
I think that was our first episode.
The first guest episode was when we talked about Uncle Jabroni.
Uncle Jabroni at the Villaroma.
That's where I was preparing my bits for.
Speaking of Jabroni and the Grand Jabroni champion.
That is a good point. So you see it on the screen here if you're in YouTubeville, but the belt has come in. I don't know if you can see it. I'll only put my mic down. Describe the belt for me.
So I'll hold it because it's my belt, and you describe it. I'm gonna hold my well-earned title here, that aluminum. So you tell them what it says.
So the belt, the championship belt says as such. If you can't read it, the LPDS Ultimate Guest Grand Jabroni Champion of the Year. So for Guest of the Year, we bestow upon you the gift of the strap, the championship strap.
And then tell them what it says on the side.
So on the right side, this one has a little crown, number 1, to remind people of the champ, and it says "Step into the cage" because it's a mainstay here.
Yeah, and then read the other one.
And then the other one here is the big 3 plus the stay strong. So it says exercise every day, don't be a shitty person, be grateful, and then at the bottom there it says stay strong, and that's right here where it says another number 1, just to again remind this is a championship belt. This is a legitimate championship belt we got for the program for the guest of the year, and you'll hold it for
a year from today.
A year from
today?
No,
a year from today. A year from when I got there, because that's not fair.
What do we got to do? We have to do a Christmas bestowment,
yeah,
or a ceremony,
yeah, a Christmas Eve ceremony.
What if you lose next year?
I won't lose.
Look, here's what's going to happen. By the way, folks, for all the 12 people listening, we're going to put it to the fan vote. That's going to be a big part of the decision. There's going to be some competitions throughout the year, friendly and not so friendly competitions, and then actual people, guests will come on, and the fans will vote. They'll have a say. They won't be the final say, but they'll have a big say.
See, the only reason I disagree with that is because
nobody likes you.
Exactly. And all 10 of your fans are just either Embry Riddle, baseball fanboys who all know Bud.
See, you're making. See, this is the problem that you're doing right now. That's going to cost you next year. You're making an assumption that the Brotherhood, the Jabroni Junction, are biased already against you, which I know is an insecurity. You got to deal with that.
All I know is I won this. First of all, I helped design the belt.
Yeah.
And all I know is that I won this without having a popularity contest. I was the Donald Trump. I just won it
against anybody.
I was competing against myself.
That's it.
And who's my biggest challenge ever?
Your biggest weakness is
It's
yourself.
myself. And I overcame that weakness.
Yeah, but now you have to overcome your weakness and then the strengths of others, the feats of strength, which was this week Festivus, by the way. So the fans will get a chance to vote. They're not biased. They're rough. They'll give the feedback needed. So if you suck, you'll know, and if you're good, you'll know it.
I guess I got to send Dom Delapino a few bribes.
You got
a few provolone in the mail.
A couple of super sods.
Dom, meet me at like Il Pepe's or something. I'll take care of it.
So you got to be careful for Dom. He might be influenced. He might be influential. That is, and then but there's going to be other guests on. Don't forget, any guest is technically eligible. Now, will they compete in the actual competitions? That's remains to be seen. If they don't, that obviously takes points off. So
I mean, I already know, you would never have him on, but I already know who would always win year after year. You already have a favorite guest, but he's never really been on. And you know who it is, who everyone's favorite is.
Oh, Sausage and Peppers.
Sausage and Peppers.
I don't know if he can be eligible because he would win it.
He would just. It wouldn't be fair.
He would be like the Ronnie Coleman of the guest of the year.
It would be like
win 10 years.
It would be like putting Mike Tyson in a wig and putting him in like the women's bantamweight division.
Yeah, and he would just literally kill people.
Watch you fight Peter McNeely.
That might be what we need to do: is put him in a wig so he could be on camera.
A wig and like sunglasses and like a Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
But we don't have to change his voice because he's already a character.
He already does a character voice.
That's it.
No,
That's his voice.
His character voice is when he's at work doing high finance or whatever he does.
Yeah, when he's doing normal things.
When he's doing adult things. That's his character.
Very strange when he's talking about work.
Doesn't he? Yeah, because you've done work stuff with him.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's very
I asked for S&P to come back so I could do,
I want you to sign the papers.
Yeah, sign the papers.
But
S&P 2 times.
Listen, this is a great honor. I couldn't have done it without you training me. And as well as Pistol. Pistol was instrumental in the training. I mean, not really, but he was there. And he said, "Oh, did you train today?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay."
And he gave you
me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But this just shows that if you put your mind to it, you could easily beat Crusher.
You could easily beat Crusher, who did not compete at anything. When he doesn't compete.
If you work hard enough, you could easily beat no one if you're in a competition with no one.
Yeah, you could easily win.
You could easily win
a
one out of
competition. The one man.
But listen, it takes work, and that's about it. It didn't really take that.
It takes work from a lot of other people.
But this is I am, even if I lose this next year, which I won't. I am honored to be the inaugural. And what we got to do is we got to take this to like an engraver, and we got to get like initials for
on
every
buttons.
On the buttons for everyone. You can't probably just get like a good knife and just like
like a good
do it ratchet
knife.
style.
Yeah, I bet you Frank and Mike, Bone Crusher's dad, has something.
Yeah, he don't like me. He's afraid of me.
No, he is afraid. I'll have to bring the belt myself so that he doesn't.
And don't tell him.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Don't touch my boy.
We could put this on the table for all to see before I.
Yeah, I'll try to set it up here
before I take it into my sex dungeon. If Crusher does win that next year, it's gonna be worked. It's gonna be worked in.
How's that look?
Looks good. Yeah, looks good. Looks nice.
Now we're back.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. I mean, it actually does look good on camera now.
Yeah.
So
you fixed it nice.
Yeah. We got a couple of good stories to talk about. I put out the feeler to the universe about when they found out. I wanted to know when they found out the truth about Santa Claus and how and the story and his elf and what their truth actually is. And I don't like being the person that says like speak your truth. I think it's like there's a lot of words that to describe it that I don't want to say right now on camera, but it's stupid. But I'm saying it for a reason because I learned something. Somebody told me like what they tell their kids. And I like the idea from like a serious thing that they tell their kids and their families. And it makes a lot of sense. And it keeps Santa real, like legitimate. So I'll talk about that at the end. But before we do that, we'll talk about our stories too. We got to set in the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. on the mobile device here. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Grover Dill's Christmas Pickles. There's nothing better on Christmas after opening presents and eating a huge meal than to sit by the tree and crack open a jar of fresh pickles. Well, you might as well get the best and crunch down on a Grover Dill's Xmas pickle. Grover has been in the pickle game for decades, and he knows just what you need to make your Christmas dill-tastic. So to get a jar today, visit www.christmasdill.com and use the promo code PickleTickle for 2.9% off your first jar.
Something you want to talk about there, bud?
Did you hear banging?
He's banging. He's probably hitting fish or whatever he does on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think he's
just
slapping codfish right now. Yeah,
he's like that chef in the Muppets.
The Swedish.
Yeah, doesn't he just like hit fish or something?
I don't know what. Yeah, I think he uses the fish as a hammer.
Yeah.
I just could be making this up. I don't know, but yeah, Grover. I mean, so Tony Rigatoni, world-renowned sex criminal, came highly recommended. He said, "You got."
Yeah, I would imagine so. That he was all about the diddle pickle.
Grover dills. I mean, there's nothing better than a Christmas dill.
A nice crisp Christmas dill.
You finish off a cannoli and espresso, and just before as the sun goes down and it's snowing, and you walk into the tree, and all of a sudden you just hear. There's nothing better. Let me tell you.
Do you have a favorite kind of pickle? This is a serious question.
What's your favorite pickle?
I like the bread and butter ones.
Those are good. I like those on sandwiches or burgers, and I also like to slice them up and put them in like my chicken salads.
See, I do that with tuna. I'll like dice it up and mix it in with the tuna. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, any sort of poultry salad or fish salad, I'll sneak
poultry. Are there other kinds of poultry
turkey?
Salad? Turkey salad?
Turkey salad, like chicken salad except turkey salad.
Yeah,
you're thinking Caesar salad with turkey.
No. I'm aware of what a chicken salad is, but I get
make it with shredded turkey.
I didn't. I knew. I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
It's just the drier version. Yeah. That's it. That's all it is.
Which is that's you versus me. You're just the drier version
of drier.
You're just desert of a man.
Oh yeah, I'm dry.
Meanwhile, I'm just moist.
You're just sopping wet. You're wet cat. You're almost wet cat status, like Sewage Phil.
How many different nicknames?
That's just two.
That's just two. We have two nicknames for one guy, and they're both about being wet.
Well, if you remember in Parks and Rec, what was his name? Sewage Joe.
Which one was that? Oh, that was the one that was like the creepy guy.
Yeah,
with the mustache.
Yeah, that's Wet Cat. I mean, they're like brothers. They look exactly alike. So he's Sewage Phil as well.
I gotcha.
But all right, Cage Fact. Let's just knock this out real quick. Very quick. Christmas time, Frank, because we're in Christmas now. We just had Christmas yesterday. Family Man is not the only Christmas movie Nick Cage was in. In fact, that was the last one he was in, or the latest one he was in. But the first one,
have I seen it?
You might have. I don't think so.
It's not one of his big ones.
It's an earlier on. It's when you know who's in it. It should have been bigger, in my opinion.
I want to see if I can guess. Give me some of the plot.
So, hey,
is he a major? He's a main character.
He is the guy. I mean, what are you talking?
Is it
about
Thunderbirds?
It is not. It's not the. It's not Apache.
The top, the Apache top.
It's not Apache assholes. It's him and his brothers end up in a small town in Pennsylvania, and they rob the bank there. And then they have a change of heart and try to return the money.
Yeah. It's
called Trapped in Paradise.
Why does this sound familiar to me? I never saw it,
so he plays Bill Firpo.
Of course he does.
Right. His brothers are Dana Carvey.
Okay.
And John Lovitz.
Oh boy.
I mean, John Lovitz
he's a treasure.
We're talking about like underrated secondary, like big time actors.
He's top.
He's top tier.
Yeah.
I mean, anything he touches is just gold. Even if it's like the 2-minute clip, like in a Wedding Singer, he's gold. Whatever he sticks his fat sausage fingers on, it's incredible. So their brothers, him and the two brothers are like what's the word where you can't stop stealing? Is it not narcoleptic?
Kleptomaniac.
Kleptomaniac. Yeah. I was gonna say nymphomaniac. I hope not. But they can't stop stealing things. And the whole movie, they're stealing stuff and getting Nick Cage into trouble, and he's trying to get him out of it, and that's how they get into the whole hijinks.
But it takes place during the holidays?
Yeah, they're trying to go to the brothers lie to Nick Cage and convince him to go to this small town in Pennsylvania to try to rob this bank, and it's hijinks ensues. There's some other.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah,
it's like a dark comedy.
No, it's not dark. It's
just straight up comedy.
It's like a Groundhog Day style comedy. It's that era. It's that same era. Real good movie. Right around Christmas time, and that's when like they feel bad because the family they're staying with owns the bank, and they're so nice and they give them presents and clothes on Christmas, and they feel terrible, and they end up saving the how you doing?
Are we gonna go to the premiere of his new movie?
I mean, I will be there.
I think if we get enough of the internet, I feel like if he was ever aware of you, he would do something with you. He would either like send you something, or he would like, I don't know if he would be on your show, but I feel like if he was aware of you and what you've been doing for him the past year, I feel like he would gift you something.
At least an email.
Stop.
Yeah. Could have stolen that guy.
But we gotta go to the opening. Not at the actual premiere where the stars are. We gotta go to like opening. We can't.
I don't think there will be one. Let's be honest.
There's a lot of big stars in this. Pedro Pascal is in this. He's a big star.
What is he? I don't even know that name.
You do. He was in Narcos. He's the Mandalorian. He's the Mandalorian.
I don't watch that show. I know what you're saying.
But I'm saying he's like, that's a big show, and he's famous.
And he's the guy with the mask on. Got it.
He was just in the crappy Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah,
where he channeled Nick Cage in his performance.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so he is in this movie too.
Yeah, he's the guy who hires him to come be Nick Cage.
Oh, he's the foreign guy?
Yeah.
Incredible. That's got to be even.
And who else was other famous? Who else was
Doesn't
in it?
matter.
Was it like Neil Patrick Harris? I think was in it.
It could be.
Do you remember what's the name of the movie?
It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And let me tell you something. That couldn't be a better, more factual title.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. He also produced it. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, of course.
Yeah. Tiffany Haddish is in it. Neil Patrick Harris.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some big stars in it. It's not like I thought when I first heard it. I thought it was going to be some kind of like B movie. Well, as he tends to do, he does a couple B's, a couple C's.
Listen,
not everything
and the scripts are.
Not everything is Vampire's Kiss. All right.
Oh my God, I watched that last week.
Again. I know. I can't believe you didn't just jump out of a window.
That movie is
bonkers. It's bonkers.
I'm trying to think of as far as ridiculous plots and just out of control story. It's up there for him.
I would say that they were trying to go for an American Psycho theme, but it came out before American Psycho. But it feels like that's what the director wanted.
That's Nick Cage, though. He's always ahead of his time.
But it feels like the director wanted some kind of like comment on yuppie capitalist culture, but he didn't do it right.
I think he nailed it.
I don't think anything in that movie was nailed.
Except
for the coffin.
Except for the couch coffin. That was one of the funniest things where he's trying to make a coffin out of his couch, and you could hear it like he fashioned it so that he opens the coffin up like this, and it's purposely creaking to sound like all like Transylvanian.
His accent. He was going for like some kind of
transatlantic,
but
like a yuppie transatlantic.
What you got going on over here?
I think it's a tumor.
Okay,
I've had it for a while. I got to go get it checked.
Does it hurt?
No, I think it's legit.
Does it now?
Actually, I think it's just one of those like cyst. How you doing? That pimple popper cuts out. I just got to go to a real doctor and get it taken out.
You should make time. It doesn't look good.
No,
when you go on dates from Bumble, it's not gonna look nice.
Hey, who's going on dates with me?
No one with that thing.
Nobody.
It's bad enough you got something else sticking out of your face. That's pretty big.
Well, I'm a totem pole.
And that's the beginning of your wardrobe.
That's the top. Yeah, that's the top of the totem.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is the Oscarschlatter.
Nothing in between.
No, I'm a Ken doll. Got to keep it PC as a family show after all.
Especially Christmas time.
Christmas time with Terrence and his kid.
I can imagine the Dolan family. I don't want to say his last name. Is that okay?
That's okay.
All right.
He was on the show.
Oh, okay. I can imagine his family like, huddled around the fire in the Christmas
And
tree.
they put the old radio on. What's in the LPDS? Yeah.
And now,
And now,
Libretti
for something
Podcast
completely
Diary
different.
Show,
Live from the dungeon.
brought to you by Smooth Smoking
ISIS.
Chesterfield.
Yeah. Chesterfield. Let me go for one of those.
9 out of 10 doctors are dead because of smoking Chesterfield.
They said they're good, but they're dead.
They're so good, they're dead.
But anyway, long story longer. That's the Cage Fact. Trapped in Paradise's first Christmas movie. All right, let's we'll step into the cage. I'm
So out of the cage.
yeah. Where are we here? We're out of the cage. We're out of the cage, and we're spinning up into the junction. That's what we're doing. Family show. I'm pulling up my notes here from all the stories of people's their outings, if you will. I got a couple good ones. The creature chimed in. Man, that poor bastard. I don't know how he's not dead
I mean, with
already.
what he's been through, I can imagine it wasn't pleasant. I can imagine the story was not pleasant.
The creature.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just to take, I don't even know his life, but to be named aptly the creature, and the time I've seen him on the show, I'm like, I don't know what this kid's been through, but
I'll tell you this: he would thrive in this environment, this dungeon environment.
He'd just be perched up on
This
the
is right
shelf.
up his alley. He'd be perched in the corner. He'd be eating an onion like an apple,
Just throwing in cheeses.
and he would never not have a cheese, and he just constantly re-up cheese, which is his MO, to the point where he looks like the Godfather and the Joker combined with his mouth just full of cheese.
Does he do straight cheese or pouch cheese?
No, he's grated cheese.
He's grated cheese?
Yeah,
Oh, he's a
full
real
cheese.
man.
Yeah, he's big time.
I'm a child compared to him.
No, I use cheese bags.
I like a cheese bag, though.
I like a good bag.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier, and everybody knows how sloppy I am when I'm trying to put real cheese in.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it gets all over, and then
it's all over.
I have janky teeth, so it gets stuck in the teeth.
Yeah, and then I have to do it over a sink or outside like an animal.
It's too much of a production.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot of wasted cheese.
Yeah. So tell one of your tales.
All right,
here.
so there's a couple. I have one fan who said that she's the youngest sibling, and I guess one of her older siblings just kind of spilled the beans. Like they were angry and they were probably arguing and fighting, and then they were just like, "Oh yeah, well here's the truth about Santa Claus," and that kind of crushed her dreams. Apparently, she toughed it out. She was a little jaded or what is that, suspect?
Yeah.
Of the whole operation of what the whole, when I say a whole operation of what we grew up, to believe what Santa was. Now, for all the non-Gentiles here who want to learn a little bit about Santa Claus, what we were told as kids was that there was this heavy set fella,
Which from our family, we could easily
just
believe.
a fella, yeah, could have been anybody in our family. Who every year goes down chimneys, dresses up in a kind of uniform, goes down chimneys, physically down chimneys of every kid in the world.
Not every Christian kid.
Well, in the when we were younger, they said every kid. They didn't say like no Jews, like they weren't doing that. So
I can imagine grandpa's.
yeah, unfortunately, I could. May he rest in peace. But it was a different era.
Oh yeah.
And he would give gifts out from a satchel to every kid in the world. Now, as a kid, that like he watches you when you're sleeping. He knows if you're good or bad and how you doing, whatever. Got the list.
You've heard the song,
right?
Yeah.
The Schindler's List. He does this for millions of kids.
Yeah,
in one night,
in exchange for only a small bevy of treats.
Yeah, like some idiots put out carrots and celery. If you're putting out celery and carrots, by the way, I hate those families that are like, Santa's going to be healthy. We're going to give him. I bet you that the big man is probably so pissed. He probably takes some gifts away or like pisses on him or something, wipes his ass with them.
He plants like a murder weapon there.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like it's just that's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
The guy is burning calories all night long, up chimneys, down chimneys, over crossing streets.
He's got to get in and out of that cart with the bag.
Yeah. He's burning calories. He's working out. That's a full day. I talk about an intense workout. And you're going to give him carrots and celery? You burn more calories eating celery than you do taking them in.
Yeah.
Give the guy some carbs. He needs to replenish his
We took
glucose
care
stores.
of him now.
We take care of him with the Panettone. We talked about that last year.
That's the most.
That's a
Ginzo thing.
Yeah, I mean that's a a top tier refueling kind of.
We might as well have left him like sausage and peppers.
I mean, if I was the Claus,
if I was the Claus,
listen, if I'm halfway done with my night and I'm over, I'm tired, I'm aching already, I'm sore, and I come down a chimney and there's a steaming fresh plate of sausage and peppers.
Would you want it in a plate? Or would you want on bun?
I would have an RBD immediately. If they had a toasted bun there.
On bun.
Then it would be on bun.
Oh,
but if they leave it in the bun, I don't want the bun to get too soggy. So
no, it would have to be fresh.
Yeah.
They leave a bowl of it and then a separate toasted bun. So you can do it yourself. It doesn't get mouchad.
That's right.
Right.
That would be
pinnacle Christmas.
I mean, that is as choice of a Christmas. So
basically
meal.
What you're saying is that you'll break into people's houses for sausage and peppers.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. There's no question about it.
If I know you're making sausage and peppers, I'm coming over.
Right.
Whether you're awake or not.
If I can smell it coming from the chimney, I'm in.
And you know I can.
Right. I mean, the sniff test.
The Hound 9000.
It's unrivaled. That's like from Richie Rich. Remember they had
like a smell, some kind of machine. Yeah.
Bone Crusher will probably be able to put that in the comments because he's good at remembering those polls. Speaking of Bone Crusher, he sent his submission. I was around 8 or 9 years old. It was about the time my alpha tactical skills started developing. Stand by, I got to switch over to a different medium here. I started being able to problem solve and detect falsities in the Santa Claus Christmas story. I realized similar handwriting to my parents was on the gift tags, and the wrapping paper that we were buying to wrap our gifts was also being used by the Claus. Something didn't add up. I confronted my father, Frank and Mike, about it and was probably told in a panicky way, oh, well, Santa doesn't have time to get to all the houses, so he hires his parents, so the parents to kind of get some stuff as well to help out.
That's true. That's some good trickery. But apparently redneck Sherlock didn't buy it.
Crusher said I wasn't buying it. So you mean to tell me that either you're lying to me and there's no Santa Claus, or that fat lazy bastard is outsourcing his jobs like a crook? Wasn't buying it. So I guess from there he did a little bit more digging and realized the truth that Santa Claus, on the technicality, is not a physical guy coming like legitimately down chimneys to every houses of the millions of kids. It's a sad but a much needed realization that needs to be had.
Well, we were always told that the various Santas we saw throughout the season, the one at the mall or the one that came Christmas Eve, they were his helpers that he put in disguise.
Right. Which if you
and I'm like, does his magic is only restricted between like starting at like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through the next morning? That's the only time he has the magical ability to appear everywhere. Other than that, he's on lockdown in the pole.
Well, he's got to. I mean,
he's not building the gifts though.
He's building the muscle. He's training.
he's Rocky.
He's Rocky training.
Should do a Santa montage.
We should. And then at the end, like he rips the thing.
It's a menorah.
Picture of a rabbi or something. Yeah. Rips it off the mirror like in Rocky.
Staying up. Yeah. Back on your roof.
Now, speaking of other stories, this is the creature story. This poor bastard. God damn. Sorry, Terrence Family Show. Creature found out when he was about 5 years old.
Wow, that's a tough age.
Well, I'm not surprised. So I told my older brother I was going to stay up all night and meet the big guy. My brother told me to grow up because Santa isn't real. I wasn't having any of that. So I stayed up all night just to find my mom putting out all the presents. We didn't have a tree, mind you. She would just put all the presents in different piles and put our names on a piece of paper and tape it on top of the pile to let us know which pile was ours. The following year, after I confronted my parents about this, that is when the no gift policy in the creature home took effect. So
starting at 6 years old, he didn't get any gifts?
Apparently so. And he also took it upon himself. He said, to share the news with all his classmates at school after the holiday break, which I'm sure didn't go over
Did he grow
well
up in
though.
like some kind of Oliver Twist, like foster home?
It's
of,
like a Harry
evil-
Potter
Yeah.
step-parent situation.
No presents for you.
So last week, when we were talking about the worst gift you ever got, one of the creature chimed in and said that he'd have a strict no gift policy, and that's when I kind of tried to speculate.
I can't believe from 6 years old he didn't get any gifts, and he lived in like he has regular parents. He didn't grow up in a sewer or something.
Well, Howie is an interesting character.
I imagine him living. Do you remember in Scrooge when he finds the dead guy, the frozen dead guy?
Yeah, what was his name?
I can't remember, but
He called him Dick, but his
Yeah.
name wasn't.
and he found like the watch of it. I imagine creature living in some kind of subterranean.
No, creature. He can very much live in the Ninja Turtles like sewer from the first one, and he would be his dad. Howie would be the one sitting on Splinter's recliner. That's where he lived. That's his
his
comfort
domain?
zone. If he could never get up off his couch ever again, he wouldn't.
I mean, I can understand that.
I respect the game.
Yeah.
I respect the consistency, and he found a routine, he found his groove, and he's sticking to
And
it.
it worked for him. Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for anybody else in his family.
I forget what
And the poor creature has to endure every time he goes over to visit.
I forget what I put for my gifts thing. I think I answered that one too. I forget what I put though.
What did you put?
I think it might have been the leather jacket.
No.
I never really had a bad. I don't think I ever got like. I would be disappointed. Like one year, I remember getting. I wanted
You
an
did not.
X-wing, but instead I got like an Imperial Walker toy, and like it was disappointing. But like I was never.
You didn't put down a gift. You didn't chime in.
I could have sworn. I know. I definitely put one for the Santa thing this week.
Yeah, you did. Let's see. Worst Christmas gift. Oh, the whiskey glass with the cigar holder.
Yeah, I got an.
It's not a bad gift, but it's become the worst because it's every year.
I have 4 of them now.
Yeah.
I just got another one from my boss. It's like, oh my god, do you like it? And I'm like, so much.
I just reread the one where it says, "My God, please check your DMs," and then the DM said that was the one where it's, "Do you want to see me do fuck?"
Do you want to see me do?
I wish I saved it. I deleted it and blocked it because I wasn't sure if it was like a
It's a scam.
like a Russian agent
Yeah.
trying to infiltrate. But I was tempted. I wanted
I
to see somebody do fuck. It's Christmas after all, damn
Come
it.
on. Please, Santa.
Please,
all
somebody-
I want for Christmas is to see someone do
Somebody
fuck.
do, it's wild. Sorry, T.
What's your answer for the Santa?
Let's go through everybody else's first.
How many more you got?
There's really not much more, actually. I got a lot of
I was gonna say you probably only got
a
3
lot
or
of
4.
real funny guys here, more than one. Sewage Phil's included. The year I didn't get a weenie whistle I asked for is the year I found out the truth about Santa Claus, which is a great pull from the Santa Claus. And we discussed that at length last year, you and I, during our 2-part Christmas special about Christmas movies. But that's a common theme now is like that was a very memorable story that Judge Reinhold put out there. And
Jay Reinhold.
Jay, yeah. And,
Mock trial with
I
Jay
actually-
Reinhold.
I actually appreciate that people, more than one person, use that as their reference because it's like now they either pay attention to the show or they watch the movie and appreciate
Right.
a good Judge Reinhold.
A good weenie whistle joke.
Yeah,
A good Oscar
WWJD.
Mayer humor.
Yeah, WWJD. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. One guy, he wrote that he goes, "I just learned this last week. My mind is still blown."
Do you know who that was?
Yeah, he's an adult.
Okay.
Where he's a coworker. I'll keep him anonymous, but it was funny thinking about an adult just finding out the truth about Santa
Wait,
Claus.
what?
Yeah. Wait a second. Could you imagine?
There's got to be somebody.
Yeah, him.
What's
Some poor bastard.
Speaking of the Santa Claus, that was mine. It was that movie kind of reinforced that he didn't exist
Because the adults.
because
I
at the age, listen, I'm not a smart man.
but I know
I love
I know
it.
what Christmas is.
I was not a smart kid, but through the art of film, I was able to decipher a lot about the world.
Sure.
So through that movie, you have like the reality and then the fantasy elements of that movie. I was able to decipher, all right, in the reality portion of this movie, all the adults don't believe in Santa, but then they end up all believing in him later
for the fantasy portion.
For the fantasy portion, which means that in real life, he's obviously not real because this seems to be the general consensus, including Tim Allen, the general consensus in this world is that he doesn't exist. So I kind of got, I'm like, oh, well, if the whole point of this movie is like, oh no, Santa really is real and it's a movie, it's obvious that he's not.
Right.
But also Dad's handwriting was like, just like a Crusher.
Yeah, so
Dad's handwriting is pretty distinctive and is on his yellow legal pad.
Right. So I'll tell you my story and then I'll go into, a good explanation of the reality of that is Santa Claus, so that obviously we're not ruining it for the little kids here.
Yeah, all the little kids that are listening to your show.
Terrence's kid. When you think I want to be the guy that tells that poor kid that Santa Claus isn't what he thinks he is?
No, I'm sure there's other things on this show that he's heard already that are worse than finding out about Santa.
I don't know.
I think so.
That's a tough one. The big man. He's the guy I always pray to every day.
Please, Santa.
So I had a very similar story to the Bone Crushers.
You were very inquisitive as a kid.
Well, so I was. That's a nice way of saying
you were a little shit.
I was an obsessed mental case that I should have been a detective or something.
Okay, I want to go. Yeah,
like a crusty detective who
has mustard on his side,
loses his family, and lives in a 1-bedroom apartment / office with the Murphy bed. And who's still trying
Bob Hoskins? You want to be Bob Hoskins?
Who's still trying to track down that last case that I've been waiting for decades to find out.
And you just eat a lot of Chinese food in the car.
Yeah. And smoke Chesterfield heaters. So I was a little younger, probably. I forgot what years the Santa Claus came out because I was pretty aware by then.
I say it was like 94, 95.
I think it was. Yeah, it was around that same time.
So I was 5. So you were like 8 or 9.
Yeah. So. Back in the day, you're tracking, but we had Christmas Eve at Big Margaret's house in Flushing, Queens. That was a Christmas miracle that everyone fit in that place. I think my apartment is bigger than our house. Yeah, easily. I mean, that was a big event, packed to the gills with greaseball Italians.
Oh my God!
I mean, they were everywhere.
There were so many mustaches floating around.
Out of the woodwork. Like olive oil was just everywhere.
If they ran out on the table, somebody just did like that,
like this, like a little like. So every year on Christmas Eve, Santa would come and give gifts. This is before they tried to give me the lie about Santa's helpers. Right. This was Santa Claus coming to give gifts. Now, being the little shitbag that I was hanging out in the back kitchen with JPL2.
You say hanging out like you were back there like a West Side Story, you were having a cigarette.
I was back there getting in the way of them cooking and stuff. And in the back behind the kitchen, the little back room there before you go outside, that little
where the refrigerator was,
thing where the fridge was,
and then all the snacks on the little windowsill,
right,
that overlooked that beautiful view,
the beautiful view of 60 years of junk,
of garbage, and I'm sure a body.
Oh, easily a couple of cats for sure. And there was the Santa Claus's bag was back there.
Yeah.
This was an hour plus before Santa Claus was even scheduled to arrive.
Didn't it seem like he came so late, but in reality he came at
7 p.m.
like 7 o'clock?
Yeah. It was late.
Yeah.
And because I don't even remember what time we would get there. It just seemed like we
would always get there. I want to say we probably got there at like 3-4 o'clock.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Because a few times later on, we would stop and see great grandpa.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on.
No.
Conio did.
No, Charlie. So
what was his last name again? You remember the grandma's maiden name?
Saponaro?
Was it Saponaro?
I don't remember.
Okay.
And I saw the bag and I got angry like immediately. The emotions take over and I went and I accosted Crazy Carol about it. And I asked her, and I was like, explain this immediately. I just grabbed her. I was like, you get in here now. Explain this.
Did you do like a CSI? It looks like we have.
Yeah, I was not composed at all. I was hot and bothered. I was soaking people with angry olive oil as we were walking by.
You were more like Charlton Heston and Soylent Green.
Yeah,
it's people.
Yeah. I was pulling her in. I was like, "You got to tell me what this is immediately. Why is my name on these baggages? And where's Santa Claus?" And then she gave me the lie about, this is his helper.
She didn't hit you first.
He drops No, because it was a big deal. If she hits me, then all hell breaks loose. So
That never stopped her with me.
No, but this was a different thing because then other people would be affected by it.
Yeah, I was just more mad because she wouldn't let me have any more Zeppelins.
Right. There was, the bag was coming on empty. And yeah. So she goes, this is Santa's helper. He brings these gifts here because he's so busy. So he has a helper come and take care of it, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't know.
You talked your way out of it, but something's amiss.
Right. Yeah. Usually you would just hit me and tell me to shut up. So something's going on here.
Next thing you know, you have your Pepe Sylvia board with all kinds of strings.
I legitimately might as well have, because everything that went on from there on out for the next year, because I didn't find out the truth that year, it was not till the next year because I had to wait. I didn't the investigation stage, the first 48, if you will, is before Christmas Eve, Christmas, before the holidays,
right.
Everything leading up to it. So I got to mount the case, and I'm collecting the evidence, and I'm red and green yarning everything.
Yeah, so many of Dad's freaking folder. What are those folders he has?
Those red wells, those
folders.
little like accordion folders. And I'm looking around, I'm seeing like, I said this about, this is what I want for Christmas. So I wonder if they're gonna if I get that, then I know I said it in front of Mom, so that I put it in my notepad, and I put the notepad back in my pocket, back on the case. And then I would look out when it snowed out. I would look to see if there was like reindeer tracks on the roof to see if Santa Claus came to other houses. And then I go down into our house. It was about a week before Christmas, and I'm in the basement. They asked me to go get
in
Montville. Yeah. They asked me to go get a box of macaroni. For a
common occurrence.
For a snack, yeah.
Quick snack mac.
And anytime I went down, anytime I was by myself, that was a perfect time to investigate further because I wasn't going to get hit.
Did you have like a little hour? Not an hour. What's it called?
Magnifying glass? I did not. A little monocle. No, and I grabbed the macaroni and I'm doing a quick scan because I didn't want them to suspect that I was down there.
Right.
And I see another bag of gifts. And this time it said from Santa Claus. Oh. And I sat there with a lump in my throat, when you find out the truth about something.
See, finish your story, because then I'll respond.
And I choked it down. I held it together, and I came back up, and I didn't say a word. I just
pulled in Mom close. I know.
Yeah, that's what it was like after. Then Christmas came. We got the letter from Dad, and I don't think I was as jovial as I usually am with opening Christmas presents. And they were like, what's the matter? I was like, I saw these in the basement.
I know what you did.
Yeah, that was like Godfather 2. It's like, you lied to me. I know it was you.
I know it was you, Carol.
You broke my heart.
You broke my heart.
After I got hit, and I got over and realized that.
So realistically
speaking, there was not going to be a legitimate guy going through chimneys.
So you were heartbroken by that. I was just like, I'm getting the presents. I don't care who it's coming from. I don't need it to come from a mystical place. As long as I'm getting what I want.
If you ask Mom and Dad, I was so into Christmas and Santa Claus. That's why you would have been a good engineer. You're very inquisitive. Like, you want to see how something works. So if you found out Santa was real, you would want engineering.
But you would want to be. But you wanted to find out but how does it work? And how does the sleigh? Like, you wanted to investigate, how does he do it? I'm just like, somebody's giving me presents.
Yeah. Somebody got me this airplane.
All I know is I have a P-51, and then later we're going to Aunt Jill's for ham.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm set. I'm ready to go.
And cannoli.
A nice ham and cannoli.
Yeah. Wash it down with a Grover's dill. A GDDD.
And then
a Grover Dill's dill daddy.
I don't know why Dad is texting us. We're downstairs.
Maybe he doesn't want to come down.
No, do you want? This is a list of what he's asking for Jessica if she has.
I'll read it out loud.
My dad wants to make sure that our sister has grated cheese, lemons for clams, hot sauce for clams, coffee, milk, water, wine, and then I will cook the 1 pound of capellini by you. I will get some bread. That's a JPO message if I've ever heard one.
Did you read the message he sent about the clams a couple days ago?
When he's gonna go get them?
Where he said he would hit us.
Mom, I will hit you. You will find the clams.
I don't think he meant to say that. Or he put it in writing. He tried to hit us.
Oh, well, now we have it if we ever need to utilize it in court.
Yeah, well, what are we going to get out of that? This dungeon? I mean, I'd be happy.
I know you want it.
I'm very excited to inherit the dungeon. But so I was very much into Santa Claus, and I still love Christmas. Obviously, I'm a mental case. But I wanted to say, like, every other holiday character, and again, spoiler alert, folks, they're all fake. Every other holiday character, Easter Bunny, Cupid, Tooth Fairy, who else?
Halloween Jack.
Yeah, Jack Skellington. That they all Crazy Carol and JPL, our parents always admitted like they're not real. Cupid's not real. Easter Bunny's not real. Easter Bunny is grandpa putting out eggs outside. Tooth Fairy is clearly not real and very creepy. So when they told the truth about that, I was like, okay, then they clearly are telling the truth about Santa Claus. And then also,
but that was the perfect scheme. Is like we're going to tell him enough of a truth to satiate his inquisitivity.
Also, our friend from childhood, the Jessica who lived up the street, we used to do swimming lessons at their house.
Yeah.
I don't want to give out their name to protect the innocent. One day in school, she came back from a weekend. The family went up to the North Pole. And she
Vermont
had a picture. It was up in Albany.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't know that at the time. And she had a picture with Santa Claus.
You know, the headquarters of all things magical is Syracuse, New York.
Don't get me started about Syracuse.
I mean, magic goes on there. So it's just dark magic.
Let me tell you something about Syracuse. It is the most disappointing town. If Santa Claus came from that town, I would disown him in a heartbeat.
I would turn Jewish.
I would go right to the first synagogue and yarmulke up and be like, take
you
me.
got it. I already looked the part. Now you got it.
Yeah. But this was up in Albany, and she had pictures with the Claus. She had like pictures of the piles of letters that Santa Claus was getting to the North Pole, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. And I was like, well, here's more evidence that he's real. And that's what was so crushing about it, because that was everything made sense except for once I started digging. Once this stupid, crazy brain started thinking about it.
Here's a good idea for a movie, and we can produce it under Libretti Brothers Enterprises. Think of it like a All the President's Men, or like one of those like what's the other one? The Manchurian Candidate, some kind of like big government conspiracy, but it's a kid discovering like how big the conspiracy of Santa. It's not just his parents.
No, the Postal Service. Yeah. It's the media. It's NORAD.
It's the NORAD. It's the military, and he could be like, "This goes all the way up to the top." And just some kid in like a suit, like a little suit. I found
it's in the president's book of secrets.
But then like at the end, there's some confrontation with like him and like some council of parents, and they have to shut him up for like the good of whatever.
There's got to be some sort of dark thing, but then there'll be a twist. I'll tell you the twist offline because we don't want to give it away. But there'll be a good twist that may or may not keep the hope alive.
He does like a Watchman. He just leaves a letter and then like to like
is there some SC on it?
To like the New York Post, like, and then he just walks off in a trench coat with a cigarette.
So yeah,
I've done my part.
He's 9 years old. He's all battered. His tie is askew. His tie is askew. He's got the little top hat with the paper coming out like smoking a Chesterfield.
I've done all I can.
He's just a broken man. He just looks like he come back from. He's got all that war pain. Like when you see veterans who come back from war, you look at them, you just like, I know where you just came from.
I think that's actually a really good, funny idea for a movie.
That's a good one. I'll gotta see if I can get
we can get S&P
a great one
to copyright everything.
He can help with the legal side of it for sure.
Maybe we can get Pistol to do a lot of the film stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Potentially. Trying to think if anyone, your friend is in the film.
Yeah. Yep. She is. She could definitely help. But she'd be on board for this because she loves Christmas stuff. We got it. We
are well on our way.
We got
the wheels are turning, folks. The snowball is going down the hill.
We need people. Do we know anyone who looks like a government official? We need people like in X-Files suits, like black suits.
Yeah. Sewage Phil can look like the party. Looks good in a suit. And then Weasel, Matt Steele can play the kid.
No, he would play like a disgruntled elf.
Yeah.
Disgruntled elf.
Disgruntled mall elf. He's like, you're asking too many questions, kid.
What are you doing?
Yeah. The lollipop girl.
He's just walking like a Jack Danny DeVito.
Yeah, he's a six-pack Danny DeVito.
Crusher has to be some kind of like enforcer.
Yeah, he's got to be something behind the Truman Show
Yeah.
operation.
He's like the Winter Soldier of the Christmas.
He is the Winter
He's
Soldier.
the Winter Soldier of Christmas.
Yeah.
He kills kids who try to
who try to disprove the big lie. It's going to be bigger than the JFK conspiracy.
This is that's actually, don't put this episode out. Let's do a whole other episode tomorrow. This is actually a good idea.
We'll make this a year. We'll put this out a year from now after the movie's filmed.
We got to do this.
Look, all this is, by the way, all this recording and stuff, this all falls under Libretti and Brothers Enterprises. I protected it all. S&P took care of it all. This idea is ours. This show is ours. This movie is ours. If you think that you're going to come and steal our money-making idea, you got another kid coming, pal.
We're going to send the Winter Soldier out.
We're going to send the Winter Soldier out on you, and the angry little weasel elf is going to come at you with his hooves of fury.
Let's get out of here. Why, Iona?
Don't you ever question the clause.
He really is like the other bully in A Christmas Story.
He's Grover Dill.
Yeah. That's right.
He's Grover Dill's Dills.
I didn't get it. Honestly, until just now. I thought it was funny because the pickles.
Oh no!
I got it. It was Grover Dill.
Grover Dill.
What did he call him in the movie that he
Toady?
His little Toady.
Grover Dill.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna make it Grover Dill's pet toads, but
I never saw him again. The older brother was in a few bit parts in movies that I saw. Not the older brother. The Scott Farkas.
Scott. Yeah.
He was in the Freddy vs. Jason movie.
He was. He
did
did some parts as an adult.
Yeah.
I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. Still looks weird.
So the message, the explanation that I think makes a good bit of sense if you're talking about explaining to your children about the fact that like there's not a guy who's breaking into people's houses overnight, because logically speaking, I think we've proven that to be not true. Right. It's not realistic, but a good message to send down, and it's sort of like the Santa's helper, but if you think about what Santa Claus is when you were a kid, the explanation, and you think about your parents, they know when you're good or bad every day. They see you when you're sleeping and when you're awake. They know every time you do something wrong. They know what you want for Christmas because you always tell them what you want. And then when you're sleeping, they come in and they get the gifts prepared. They figure it out and they get it for you. So in reality, Santa Claus is real. It's just your parents. When you can talk to your kids and you tell them like Santa Claus is real. There is a real person who makes sure that you're good, who watches you and gets you presents and writes you nice notes and eats your cookies and panettone, but not the carrots.
No.
And you can tell them that so that they're not heartbroken. Like, yes, Santa Claus is real. We do this for you. We are Santa Claus.
Or even like he died a long time ago and now we inhabit his spirit.
Yeah, it's a spirit. It's a spirit thing. It's not a physical guy who with type 2 diabetes. And
it's not some fella.
Yeah, he's not some criminal who's breaking
just doing a lot of B&Es for free treats.
Yeah, he's just doing Christmas crimes for what? Cookies? Yeah, for a couple stale Entenmann slices and some warm milk. Hopefully it's not soy milk.
Also, who's warming milk anymore? Does that even do you
probably the olds, the geriatrics probably still do.
Are you going to tell your kids about Krampus?
Who's going to have kids with me?
Are you going to tell your adopted kids?
I'll tell Randy. I'll tell the grand champion Randall about Krampus.
I love it. That's not that it's a recent story, but recently people have been talking about it. That it's part of the same tradition.
It's repopularized.
Yeah, and then they did. I think Adam Scott did a movie. I think he was in the movie.
Did I watch that movie?
I don't know. I think it's like
who's Adam Scott? Ben Wyatt.
Ben Wyatt. Yeah.
I
actually heard it was a very good movie.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
But it's like I think it's like a horror comedy
ish. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that story even better because instead of just Santa, if you're bad, he gives you coal. This guy comes the day before, and if you're bad, he like hits you with a stick.
Yeah, which is also
Krampus is definitely in the Libretti house. Yeah, we're definitely saying Krampus sounds
an awful lot like JPL3 right now.
He wore many hats. Let's say that.
Yeah, same mustache,
many hats,
many different hats. But
No, I think that's a good. That's a lovely explanation.
That's a good. I think it's a good way to keep the what's the word I'm thinking of? God
Christmas
damn,
spirit,
the spirit alive, and to keep the positivity going in Christmas, because you don't want to break a kid's heart. It is tough to just blatantly lie to your kids about that and then find out in a crushing manner that their favorite character is not real.
Right.
So you can find a way to make it real. Another thing I heard too was that they would have gifts from Santa Claus, like the parents would put out gifts from Santa Claus, but then the big gifts, the good gifts, like the PlayStation 5s and the how you do is the things that the kids really want, like their number one gift of the year would be from the parents to let them know, like, yeah, Santa gets you gifts, but we're the ones who worked hard to be able to provide for you. So you're not side. It's not going to be me versus Santa Claus. Right. It's not like, oh, well, Santa Claus will get me this gift. It's like, no, I work my ass off. So that's good for the parents. It's my want to do that too. But also keep the Santa Claus alive. I don't like the elf on the shelf. I don't want Matt Steele on my fireplace. So if you want to do the elf on the shelf, that's fine. If I ever have kids, if someone's stupid enough to have kids with me, I'm going to tell them isn't there actually like a Jewish thing? I can't remember what it was called, but they made like a Jewish elf on a shelf. I can't remember what the name of it was. The Holiday Armadillo?
No. It was like this isn't it. It was like Moyle on a toilet, or it was something like that. It was like a.
Oh yeah, I think Ben, our brother-in-law, got it as a gift one year.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him. We'll have to ask him later.
Yeah,
it's a funny name too. It's a good name for whatever it was.
Yeah, it was clever. It was a good thing. But that's I think a good way to kind of end it with that more positive message. Santa Claus is real. He's just not a physical guy breaking into your house and stealing all your desserts and sniffing your underwear. I don't know what else that guy would do. If the guy is willing to go through a chimney just to get to your food, he's willing to do a lot more. He's definitely smelling your underwears. So, but before we go, big three.
Of course.
We talked about it briefly on the championship belt, which is, I think, a great thing to have on the champion. Like, the champion should always embody the big three.
And I think that whoever designed that is just as an architectural genius.
All right, easy there. Hard Vandalay.
Vandalay Industries.
So, number one, exercise every day. Anything. Walk. Who was I talking to recently that just said the same? Again, like I couldn't work out today, so I just went for a long, quick, like a fast-paced walk or whatever.
I've been doing either walks or push-ups when I can't get to the gym.
Anything you can do to make it happen.
Get huge.
You got to try to get huge. Helps you physically, mentally, emotionally. It's great. Number two, the hardest one to do, don't be a shitty person. I see it. I see it with every single day. The same people, like even in my life, they're still doing it. I know, I get it. It's hard to break out of that cycle of negativity, and it's so easy to just be a dickbag on the internet because there's not a person there. There's just a how you doing, a computer screen. Right. So you got to step back from that, realize there's human beings out there, think about why you're doing it to begin with, because the reasons are usually never very good and they're never very moral. It's a little hypocritical of some people, so don't do it. Don't be a shitty person. Number three, the most important, it's everybody thinks about it during the holiday season, but we think about it every day. It's be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. Some might say that being trapped in a dungeon, Dante's Inferno type bathroom is a bad thing.
This is literally the epitome of like a tinfoil hat guy. It's like ranting and raving in a dungeon bathroom. And let me tell you something else.
Let me tell you something else about Santa Claus. The government's owning the They know what's up with the claws.
The government's in your presence.
They're all in your presence. But some may say this is a negative. I see this as an incredible positive opportunity to showcase artwork to some people, not me, and to appreciate the humor in the fact that this is a bathroom in our parents' house. This is where they go to the toilet.
To some, it is a canvas for paint, and to others, it is a canvas for something else.
For doo-doo. Pee-pee frag. So be thankful and grateful for all the good. You're going to see your families. Don't be assholes to them. Be nice. Be grateful that you still have the families to come home to. I still know a lot of people in my life that their parents are gone already. Their best friends are gone. Their siblings might be gone. They lost loved ones. They don't get to spend that time with them anymore. So be grateful if you do get to spend the time, even as annoying as they are. if your father sending you a text message about making sure you have grated cheese and bread, it sounds annoying, but
Get him the bread.
one day you're not going to get that text message about the bread, and you're going to wish you did. So get him the bread. And now that's it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Good work today. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you.
All you guys, thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I don't know. There's 12 of you. You're probably all Italian ginzos that follow anyway, so Merry Christmas. But have a good New Year's. Have a good time with your family. Take a break from work. It's going to be there for you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Like and subscribe. All this shit on the interwebs for me. And I love you all. Stay strong.